Every movie tells a story. Every story tells a tale. Come with us as the people behind the Cinemadness podcast talk candidly about the stories that connect them to their favorite movies. This is Real Stories from the Isles.
Recently, my wonderful cohorts at Cinemadness podcast and we got together and we reviewed the Rocky and Creed series. And when doing my research on the Rocky and Creed series, I, of course, rewatch every single film, so on and so forth. And we will review this on the podcast. But there was one particular movie that I realized that I had a personal connection to that I had forgotten about. And I know what you're saying out there listening land. Roman, are you a boxer? No. Roman, have you make turkey and had your brother-in-law drunkenly take the turkey and throw it out while grabbing a turkey leg? No, I haven't done that. Roman, were you in a adoption agency and a wealthy woman who was the husband of your fallen father? Did she find you and then give you the keys to a really nice life and then you box in Tijuana? No, that would be Adonis Creed, and no, I can't relate to that. Well, Roman, come with it. What's the connection, man? You're at 1 minute and 30 seconds and you haven't told the connection. Well, let's talk about the underappreciated, for a good reason, and we touch on this in the podcast, underappreciated entry of Rocky V. So there I was when Rocky V came out. It was 1990. When I eventually saw it, it was closer to about 1991, 92. Definitely I saw it a lot more on rotation in 93, and that's where we'll take this jaunt. So I didn't see it in theaters. I was 10 years old in 93. I hadn't turned 11 yet. And we were living in Prince George, Virginia. And this was my third school in about 4 years. And usually the MO is you're the new kid, you get picked on. You get picked on. This was during the 90s, so bullying was available. Safe spaces was not really readily available. And people's emotional intelligence was not readily available or on full display, per se. And I got picked on a lot. I was about 4'9", 4'10". I had really big hands, really big feet. I basically wore a size 13 at the age of 10, give or take. And I had the same size hands that I currently have, which are large. And I had that size at the age of 10. And I had long arms that, again, grew before the rest of my body. So I was picked on a lot. I was disproportionate. And I was teased, and I was called Monkey Boy, and I was beaten. I got into fights a lot. But how I was always raised is you don't start a fight, but you finish a fight. So if someone were to throw the first punch, I would make certain to respond back. And that was basically how I fondly remember my school time period in Prince George, Virginia, is getting a lot of arguments. And make matters worse, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I was in the midst of a lot of Washington Redskin fans. So here you are. You're not liked too well because of your appearance. You're made fun of for your disproportions, and make matters worse, you're a fan of a team that is better than everyone else's favorite team. And that didn't make me too popular. So I'm there at home, and I'm putting ice on my swollen eye because I got yet again into a fight. And I'm grounded essentially to the house because anytime I got out of the house, I would basically be in yet another fight. And I'm watching HBO and Rocky 5 comes on. And you have the story of Rocky's kid. It really is Rocky, but one of the side stories is Rocky's kid, Rocky Balboa Jr. or Robert Jr. And he has to deal with losing the money in the house and then going with his father to Philadelphia where he was raised, his father, and then going to a new school and then being picked on and then starting a fight. Or getting into fights and then eventually learning how to defend himself. And to me, that resonated loudly. I could relate to that character. I could understand where the frustrations was, where you just want to be liked and you just want to fit in. And now you're being pummeled by kids who you kind of let in a moment of vulnerability, not realizing they're taking advantage of you. And in that film, I used to work out when I would have the workout montage. I forget the people that do it, but it's keep it up, no one can stop now. Keep it up, keep it up. So I would work out to that, and I would try to get stronger, and I would try to just basically be tougher. I would try to be tougher like Rocky Balboa Jr. I would try to be tougher like Rocky and realize that, I just get up, be stronger, prevail. This is the tough slice of life that you're being handed to you, but, it's easy to cry, but it's better to be tough and to let people not get the satisfaction knowing that they hurt you. And that's why I took away. So when I look at Rocky 5, my takeaway is the strength that was shown in terms of perseverance and being able to prevail over the losses that you're handed and to be able to adjust and to be able to pivot. And through that, it was a tough time because during that time period, I wasn't focused on my scholastics, and unfortunately, I failed sixth grade. And I had to repeat sixth grade, and that was a ego shock, and it deflated my ego. So luckily for me, we moved to a new place, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and almost like resetting the battery. And I grew into my body, so I wasn't as awkward looking. I still had a little bit of edge to me, but I was able to keep people in arm's way, and I kind of learned a little bit of boundaries and learned to be tougher. And one of the guiding, our complementary pieces, along with my support group of family during that time period, was that movie. Just kind of helped me show the way in terms of where I can go. So, granted, there was no big fight scene in the middle of Philadelphia where I'm knocking out the bully into a city bus and I'm confronting the promoter and say, "Sue me for what?" Unfortunately, that moment sadly never happened. But me persevering and taking an ego blow to the head helped me be grateful and more focused on my scholastics and not letting other outside noise bother me. And realizing that, even though I was a little bit awkward looking, you know what, I'm going to grow into my body and my big hands caught some footballs. My big hands gave a lot of high fives, and my big hands were there to hold people during times of loss. And I'm very grateful for the film to help a very lost young man, and that's what I love about this series is you can reach out and talk about how cinema has influenced you one way or another. So when I watch Rocky 5 now, especially when I was reviewing it for the podcast, I reflected on what it means to me, and definitely it means a lot, and it holds a higher regard for personal reasons, and I would love to hear what you guys think, so go ahead and comment below. Yeah, I realize it's kind of campy and bad, but it's bad for me, and I like that bad, and that bad is pretty good. But I hope that you're having a great day. Thank you very much for stopping in and listening to us. And please feel free to check out the other content. We work awful hard, and we hope that you have a lot of fun. And thanks for hanging out with us.